2 of my last week in Seoul in the very popular neighborhood of Hongdae. If you're new here, hi, I'm Anjo, and I have been vlogging my 3-month trip around South Korea, but we are at the end now. Actually, there is one more vlog, part 3, in the vault for next week, so make sure to hit subscribe. I was in Korea from mid-October to mid-January, so I have been back in America for a few months now, but for the vlog's sake, I will be narrating as if everything is happening in real time. I am trying out Paik's coffee for the first time. We are going for quantity over quality today because I am headed into a 6-hour hair appointment and will not be embarrassing myself by falling asleep in public again. I have blonde peekaboos as you can see here, and my roots need some love before I head back to the States. I found the salon The Day's Hair online and they had good reviews specifically for color and they mainly cater to foreigners. The head hairdresser is Dean, but I see Ginny, who I believe is actually now with another salon. At least that's my guess based on her recent Instagram posts. I'll link her @ in the description box below. I think Korea uses weaker bleach or something like that, which is why the appointments take up so much time, but they are very professional, respectful, precise, and good at their craft, and Ginny is the sweetest. Six hours done, and now I'm gonna shop around Hongdae. This is 상상마당. I think they sell things from small designers and brands. Definitely check it out if you're in the area. The first floor is more cutesy and fun, but the second floor is a bit more clean and mature. I ended up buying some small ceramic pieces for home. People ask me if Korea is expensive. My answer is that it can be as cheap or as expensive as you want it to be. The last few times I came to Korea, I was a broke student, but I still had such a good time. Now that I'm older, I am able to splurge on nicer accommodations, pricier brands, etc. But I'm also not out here buying luxury goods, cause Sista does not have that kind of money or much interest in that. Next, we are heading to the Huxley Flagship store. I have loved this brand for years. Their super minimalist branding is everything, so my style. They also just hired one of my favorite celebrities to be their model, and I thought that was really funny. Fate, even. They do have some of their products on sale at Olive Young, which is like Korean Ulta or Sephora, but definitely a lot more options here, and this store is just so perfect. Everything is beautiful, the staff is really helpful, and their signature Moroccan gardener scent is so delicious. One of my friends, knowing that I liked Huxley, gifted me a ton of their products as a goodbye gift. Super sweet of her. So between that and what I bought myself, I now have what looks like an entire Huxley store in my living room.
지하철 269선 환승역입니다. 서계동 Church.
If you've seen my past vlogs, you know that I try to visit as many different Han River spots as I can. So today we are in the Mangwon neighborhood, which is completely new to me actually. The weather has been so bad, but today seriously is a treat. You don't know how long it's been since we've had clear blue skies in Seoul. I mean, it's still a bit hazy from all the air pollution, but at least we can see the sun. It's not nearly as bad as it has been. There is a famous traditional market in Mangwon. I think it's a 20-minute walk from here, so let's say goodbye to the sun and my precious Han and get going. Morning, I ended up not feeling all too well by the time I got to the market, so I went home not too long after. Right now, I'm catching the bus to the MMCA. I came here in last week's vlog, but I couldn't get into the special Igoni exhibit, so I'm back. Igoni was the former chairman of Samsung, and he had an expensive hobby of collecting art. Since his passing, most of his collection has been donated to museums. MMCA Seoul is highlighting his collection of works by the Korean artist Lee Jung-sup, and that's what we're seeing today. I got here a little before my reservation, so I popped into the museum shop. Lee Jung-sup is a quintessential starving artist type. He was born and raised during the Japanese occupation of Korea and lived through World War II and the height of the Korean War. For safety, he sent his Japanese wife and 2 kids away to Japan while he tried to make a name for himself and earn a livable wage in Korea. Many of his works featured children and animals as a tribute to his family, but after years of postcards saying just a little longer, Lee suffered various mental and physical ailments attributed to his deep longing for his family, and he died a lonely death as a failed, penniless artist. Behind the whimsical innocence in his works, there's definitely sadness and grief. I hope he and his wife are happily reunited and watching over their sons in peace now. Not that I know anything about art, but I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring Korean art during my time here. I don't know what it is, but learning about the artists and their lives humanizes my heritage in a really special way that I don't think I could recreate back in America. Anyways, right next door is a store for another one of my favorite Korean brands, Nonfiction. Nonfiction is a clean beauty and lifestyle brand, mostly known for their amazing fragrances. Nonfiction currently has 6 signature perfumes, which are also available as hand creams. I have really been into hunting down unique perfumes lately, but I can be very picky. For example, I don't tend to gravitate to florals. After carefully smelling all of Nonfiction's perfumes for the nth time, I decided none of them screamed my name, but I do think they are very unique and sophisticated. They have some other scents featured in their body care line, think hand soaps, body washes, and lotions. But my favorite is their new home fragrance line. They currently have 3 scents: Peace Talk, Table Guest, and Lapsang Song. Peace Talk reminds me of Le Labo's Santal 33, which I love, but it's a bit oversaturated on the market right now. But the other two are so good. Table Guest is like running through a field of fresh cut grass on a dewy spring morning, and Lapsangsong is like a dark, tucked away speakeasy complete with the worn leather couches, old whiskey stains, and cigar smoke. Incredibly unique and delightful in opposite ways, I had to get both the candles and the room sprays. I think 3 months of constant adventuring is catching up with me, especially now that my mind and body know it's almost time to return to reality. For our new friends here, I work a remote job, so I have been working while in Seoul, but I work through the night because of time zones. So yeah, it more than makes sense that I've been increasingly exhausted during the day. I mean, I'm normally a bit of an insomniac, so I'm used to running on few hours of sleep, but I've definitely been pushing those limits during this 3-month trip. So I'm just gonna sit a bit, catch my breath, and enjoy this rare sunshine. Since we're in Samcheongdong, I'm stopping by my favorite tea shop to stock up on some goodies. I couldn't celebrate my friend's birthday in the States because I was here, so I want to take back a little gift for her from here. Honestly, I thought about getting her something at Nonfiction, but to be honest, I can never get her preference right, so we're playing it safe with an assortment of teas which I know she'll love. One last walk up to Bukchon Hanok Village. Here's another unique, very popular Korean fragrance brand, Granhand. There was a scent that I really liked from years ago, but they don't have it anymore. Still really cool to check out. I don't know why, but I've always been drawn to the lines and shapes and structures of buildings. Maybe it's because my grandpa was a renowned architect back in the day, I don't know. I mean, I don't know a thing about architecture, but it's just so pleasant to look at. And I'm talking all kinds of buildings, not just these old hanoks, which are obviously very beautiful and extravagant. By the way, if you need a break in Bukchon, apparently there's this free community lounge. I just found it. Quite spacious, clean, and I think they have free tea available too. Alright friends, you know what time it is. The skies are turning pink, and my beloved Han River is calling my name. Seoul winters are painfully brutal, but today feels like the start of spring. Remember, this was back in January though, so technically they still had a few more weeks of winter in store, but that's why the weather on this day was such a treat. There are so many people here enjoying the warmer temperature and the blue skies. I'm kind of mad that this is all happening on my last couple of days here. Don't make me want to stay even more than I already do. I'm at the Han River Park at Yeouido today, a very popular spot as you can tell, but I miscalculated where the sun would be and it's actually behind me. I don't think I'll be able to cross the bridge fast enough, so we'll just have to enjoy these vibes as they are, and that's fine because my main thing is just being by the river. As the sun slipped behind the buildings, I let my feet wander aimlessly and ended up at the Hangang Bridge. In the middle of the river on this bridge is a little island called Nodeul or Nodeul Island. I think it's just a quaint little public area, but it's too late in the day to really explore it. Those red buildings mark where I started, back near Yeouido Park. Anyways, this cute kitty stole my attention for a few minutes before scurrying off. I did a little lap around the island before finishing the walk across the Hangang Bridge into the Yongsan neighborhood where I caught the subway home. Next week is, I can't believe, the final episode of my Korea vlogs. If you've made it this far in the video, please hit the subscribe button, check out my other stuff, and tune in next week for this whole finale. In the meantime, I will be crying myself to sleep over how much I miss home.